Cheers, guys. Welcome to the Community Connection and our fireplace chats here at Local 2. Grab yourself your favorite beverage and join us. We'll be with you in just a couple of minutes. Cheers. Welcome, everybody. All right. As always, at our fireside chats, we feature a local winery, and it doesn't have to be local to us, just a small, independently owned and operated winery, because my passions are tea and wine, and so I thought I'd share my passions with you. These are not anything I get a bonus or a perk for. I do buy. I'm just promoting them because we're all about helping small businesses thrive around here at Local Dude. So this, I will throw up the banner here, is G3, a Cab Sav, a Cabernet Sauvignon for Columbia Valley. And it is from Goose Ridge Vineyards. This is actually close by where I am. And I love their label. It's kind of like the three gooses, the three gooses. My mom would kill me for that. Shh, don't tell her. Okay, so we encourage you just to grab a glass of whatever you enjoy and join us. The ticker is on the bottom that tells you all about this wine. It's a very nice cab. It's light and yet full-bodied. Has a great finish. Lots of plum. Grape, actually. I know that sounds weird because it's from grapes, but it almost has that like grape flavor, if you will, to it. I don't know how to explain it except to say maybe it's actually on the nose. It's something I smell more than I taste. Green pepper and pepper. It's fun. Go try it out. Check them out below. And there is a link in the comments as well. If you'd like to support a small, independently owned and operated winery, you know, the holiday season is coming up. And so shop small, buy local, guys. All right. Before we get started, I do want to introduce tonight's special guest. Miss Abbey girl, you want to say hi? Miss Abbey girl. This is Abbey the Chihuahua, and she is our special guest tonight. You want to say hi? She says, no, not really. This is Abbey the Chihuahua. I'm doggy sitting. I'm being a good aunt for my sister and doggy sitting. And this is Abbey. And she's used to the camera, but she's not necessarily used to my arms. So I'm going to put her back in her thing. But she wanted to say hi. Say hi, Abbey. Say hi to everybody. Okay. You can go back. She is going to be here for our show tonight. So say hi in the comments. And let me go ahead and turn this wine connection off and start here with you guys. I am so glad you're here and you are joining me, whether you're joining me live or on the replay. Welcome. So happy to have you. We do several shows every week, and this one is probably hands down my favorite because what we are doing is we're just talking. We're just connecting as a community, which is what we're all about here at Local Tude, is making connections, real people supporting real people. Those connections are everything. They are the reason small businesses survive. And to be perfectly honest, I think they're really the reason you as consumers can get excited about shopping small and buying local. And we're going to do some real talking tonight. And I'd love for you to drop in the comments anything you have going. If you are watching from our Facebook group, please note that the service we use does not allow us to see the comments. You have to give them special permission. So we're working on that, but do know that we will certainly love to see your comments if you drop into our Facebook page or drop in on YouTube or any of the other places that you might be watching from. All right, so we are talking about community and what community means and why small businesses actually need us. And I'd love for these chats, for these fireside chats to really be about a conversation. So if you're here, if you're watching it live or on the replay, drop in the comments where you're from. Where are you watching from? I'd love to know because, we've got businesses on the app nationwide. And so I never know where people are watching from. So drop it in the comments where you're watching from. I am in Vancouver, Washington, and I'd love to hear where you're from. Okay, so tonight I wanted to do something a little different. Normally we've been, in the past, we've been talking about different ways to support small businesses. We've been talking about some easy and fun approaches to you as a consumer getting out there and trying to change your mindset or help you to find small businesses. And tonight, I invite you into the conversation because we have to talk about something very, very real. Hi, Kathy. Oh, thank you. It's very fuzzy and comfy. She said she liked my wrap. Me too. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. So we have to talk about something. It's really important. And that is a reality that we have to face as consumers, that small businesses in this country are going to go belly up. They are going to fail without our support, especially this holiday season. It is now or never, guys. I am just going to bring it to you straight. If you have watched anything in the news at all, if you have listened to the president, if you have watched any commercials or heard any commercials on the radio, you know that small businesses are struggling. But we're human, right? And so we go, okay, well, I that's too bad. No, it's not too bad. That is our responsibility to step up and start changing that. That's the reality. That's the hard truth, is that if we as consumers don't start changing some things, our communities are going to fail, because small businesses are literally the lifeline of our communities. Your neighbors who have small businesses, the small businesses in your community, the mom and pop shops, the solopreneurs, the micro businesses, all of those are the reason you have a local economy, period. I mean, small businesses make up 90% of the businesses in America. And over 75% of them have failed in COVID. So think about those numbers for a second. Something has to change, you guys. It has to. And that change literally must start with us. It has to. So if you're not out there doing your part, who's going to? And that is what I want to talk about tonight. And that is a hard coming at you with some real truth here. But that's what's real. So, take a minute and think about, what's the one thing you did this week? Drop it in the comments. What's the one thing you did this week to support a small business? Think about that for just a second and drop it in the comments. Okay, so we all do things on a regular basis, even more than we think we do, but it's not enough, you guys. It is not enough. Over 95% of businesses cite that COVID has irreversibly hurt their business. There is no way they can recover from that without some support. Business owners are driving themselves literally out of business and into the hospital because they are working so hard to just survive. That's on us, you guys. We have to step up as the community and change that. We have to be the ones to make a difference, because trust me, the corporations of the world are not going to do it for us, right? I know it's easier to buy from Amazon, but you guys, it has to stop. It has to stop. The holiday season is upon us, and it is time to shop small and buy local. And we have to make that change. We have to make a conscious, strong, intentional effort this holiday season to shop small and buy local. Because if we don't, all of those business owners who are currently just treading water trying to survive are going to end up working at Walmart. Our economies, our local economies, are going to fall apart. And that's just the hard truth. And if you listen to any of the economy forecasts, they all say, oh, the economy is looking good. Well, yeah, because it's driven by corporations. But if you look at the local economy forecasts, that is not the picture. It's time for a wake-up call. It's really time for us to make a change. And so I have decades of experience as a business owner myself. I'm a multipreneur, so I've worn that hat many times. I'm wearing that hat again doing what I'm doing now with Localtude. And it is an overwhelming thing right now for businesses to survive, even more so than it normally is. And it's normally not an easy thing. These people should be put on a pedestal and applauded, because it is one of the hardest things in the world to get out there and chase your dream. Currently, with what we're doing with Localtude, switching the conversation away from corporations and back into communities, switching the way consumers support small businesses, switching the way small business owners start relating to customers. I mean, we've been featured in NBC, we've been featured in Yahoo Finance, we've been featured in Boston Herald, the list goes on. It's all of these things coming to a head. And it's right now. Right now is the time to step up and change things. So if you are here right now, or you are here on replay, even if you haven't dropped in where you're listening from yet, please do. But what I want you to do is drop in the comments right now one thing, the one thing you always say, either in your own head or out loud to people when they say, oh, shop small. I'm going to give you a second, and then I'm going to tell you some of the things we hear the most here. All right, hi from Beaverton. What are your excuses? What is the reason? Abby, what do you think? What do you think? What do you say? She says, I don't know. I don't shop. Okay, so drop them in the comments, regardless of the fact that I'm going to share some of the most common ones we hear. We hear, well, it's just easier to shop online. Okay, but online doesn't mean that you have to shop from a big business or Amazon. Shop from a small business owner who is exclusively online or is also online. We hear, Well, it's not really convenient. I can't just swing by and stop on my way home. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You have to find the right spots. There's another one. I just can't find them. I look for small businesses. I want to go out to eat, and I pull out my phone and I look for a place, and all that comes up is like the Olive Garden, and I don't know where to go, so I just keep going to the places I always go. Okay, well, we're changing that. There are 1,000 reasons you can give for not supporting small businesses, and they're legitimate. I'm not saying they're not. It has always been hard. Um, yeah, I mean, a comment has just come up here that somebody went to one of the big box stores today to grab what they needed, and it would have been great if they could have found a small business to shop from and support, but they don't even know where to find that item at a small local business. It's almost impossible to pull it up on Google and search it because the small businesses can't afford to pay for the time and space and placement, right? I mean, it's an advertising game. It's the same game that's been played for 100 years. Time plus money equals reach, and small businesses don't have it. And so they don't get seen. So what are your excuses? I would love to see them in the comments, regardless of whether you're here now or you join us later on the replay. Please drop in the comments. We would love to hear what your struggles are because we're here to help solve those. And if we know more about them, then we can certainly help you through them and help the support we're giving through the app we've created, be more effective because we can target those things that are challenging for you. So I'm going to give 3 very specific rules you can follow to help you as a consumer pave the way to communities succeeding, pave the way to local economies thriving, because that is what needs to happen. And because we have to make the change, we're going to give you a way tonight to do that. Okay. Who's with me? Okay. So first, from all of the small business owners on our app, we love you guys. Thank you so much for taking the plunge and jumping in there and signing your business up on the app so that your community can find you and support you. You guys rock and you're awesome. We have heard over and over and over from you guys, I don't run ads. They just don't pay off for me. Advertising is so expensive. I'm tired of doing the same thing over and over and over and not getting results. So I just don't do it anymore. We hear you. Okay. We hear you. And as consumers on our end, the first step I'm going to encourage you, it's a big one. Are you ready for it? Because it's a leap of faith here. But we have to be the ones to make the change. Stop giving your money to corporations. We tell our business owners that all the time. We need to stop giving away our money to corporations because they rule the world, and small businesses make up 90% of the business task force and the business numbers. So why aren't we ruling the world? Come on, you guys, we can do this. Okay. Stop giving away your money as a consumer to the big corporations. Stop buying on Amazon. Stop buying from the big box stores. Yes, it's more convenient. Yes, it's easier. You think it's cheaper. It's not always the case, believe it or not. But you have to be the one to implement the change. Now, are we all going to buy something on Amazon from time to time? Yeah, we are, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. Are we all going to swing by Target or go to Costco? Yeah, we are. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if we can make that the exception instead of the rule, then the world changes. Okay? There's nothing wrong with Costco, nothing wrong with Walmart, nothing wrong with Target, nothing wrong with Olive Garden. There's nothing wrong with all of those big chains, but they have to be the exception, not the rule. If things are going to change, if things are going to shift for economies, if things are going to shift and small businesses, your neighbors, are going to stay afloat, something has to change. And this is the first step to it. Stop giving away your money all the time to corporations. Save that as your exception, not your rule. Okay? Because how many of you, I'm going to bring this home for you, okay? How many of you like seeing ads? If you do, I want you to take a minute and drop yes or no into the comments. I love ads. No, I hate ads. I, for one, hate ads. You know what I hate even more than ads? Or when they follow me. When I look something up that I need online, and then for like a week, those ads follow me everywhere I go online. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hate that. How many of you hate that? I hate that. Abby, do you hate that? Abby says yes, she hates that too. If you like seeing ads, keep buying from the big box stores. If you don't, we have to shift it. We know it's easier, but you guys, if we start making buying from local businesses our habit and buying from big box stores our exception, then suddenly those ads, who's going to be running them? Nobody except the big box stores. And sure, ads will always exist. Advertising will always exist. That's a reality. But it will change the way you interact with your shopping experience, because those ads, even though they'll be there, become less and less and less important to you. And believe it or not, because of the way people click on things and because of the way people engage with things and how long something stays up on your screen and all of those things, all of those algorithms, that tells advertisers to keep doing what they're doing. If we stop that madness, then the ads will certainly start to change and shift and slow down as well. So if you hate ads, start shopping small. Okay. Number 2, are you ready for number 2? I know this is tough stuff, you guys, but it is necessary, okay? We hear from business owners, I think more than anything else, we hear, oh my gosh, I wish I had more time. They wear all these hats. And I think more than anything else, I mean, the number one thing I hear from business owners, men, women, different ages, everybody, I hate social media. And it's not that they hate social media in general. They hate all the time dump. They hate the changing algorithms and trying to keep up with it. They are not some big corporation that has a whole entity, a whole crew that's committed to taking care of that. They're doing it themselves, or their husband or wife or kids or one employee or virtual assistant is doing it. And it's exhausting for a small business. And what we want to encourage you as users of the app, as consumers, as people out there shopping, is stop socializing and start being what you really want to be, which is the focus. Start being the one in your network, in your group of friends, who is the one to be able to find and deliver the golden tickets, right? So if we can switch the algorithm from being about socializing to actually connecting real people to real people, then suddenly the world shifts. Let's walk through this, because it is surprising to me how nobody's talking about this. It kind of shocks me on a daily basis that everybody's talking about, how, this is a waste of your time, or that is a waste of your time, or, less socialization on Facebook is good for you, or being Instagram worthy isn't, everything. But the reality is we're all caught up in that swirl. So if you were to change scrolling through all of that social media and being social by seeing what everybody else is doing, and shifted the focus to you being the person in your network who was always connecting people. You and I both know people like this. I mean, we all know people like this who are like excellent. I have friends who are amazing at connecting people. If you are suddenly the person in your network who's doing that, who's like, oh my gosh, you need dog food? Go here. Oh my gosh, you need blah, blah, blah? Go here. Oh, I found this for you. You were talking about this the other day and I just found it for you. Or you find this gem of a restaurant and you're like, okay, Friday night, girls, we're all going out to this new place, and they all fall in love with it. And they're like, oh my gosh, how did you find it? Suddenly you're the golden ticket. You are the one that everybody's paying attention to, that everybody's coming to, that everybody's, tittering about, because you have the answer. You have the connection. It's not just about being social and being seen and being Insta famous. It's actually about the fact that you're able to make that change in the world. You're able to connect real people. That connection, we're coming back to it being incredibly important. But we're all still caught up in the social swirl, right? And all of the different platforms and all of the different ways, you're supposed to be posting and oh my gosh, I have to watch here and I have to do this there. And what if you suddenly stop the swirl and become the center of that and allow yourself to be the connector in your community? Then suddenly when people say, I don't know how to find a new place to go. I don't know how to shop local. I don't know. I need this gift, but I really don't know where to go. So I'm just going to go to Amazon and buy it. And everybody goes, no, call Karen, call Jill, call Freddie, call Mark. They're like, oh my gosh, no, this is the person you have to talk to, because you're like the perfect connector, right? The perfect person who knows all the small businesses. So tip number 2 is to become the center of the swirl and stop socializing and start really connecting. Okay. Like real people. Okay. All right, you guys, you are amazing and wonderful for sticking with me. We've got number 3, and then I will stop throwing hard things at you tonight and let you go enjoy your night. But I love that we're talking about this in a really real way, because until we make a change, small businesses are going to continue to fail. And that's the reality. So number 3, we hear from small business owners all the time that it is impossible. It is impossible for them to find new customers. They can't get seen on social media. They can run ads all day long and nobody responds to them. And the reality is there's a reason for that. 1, the formula is stacked against them and they're never going to win. But 2, we as consumers have to connect with businesses on a personal level for success, because our role as community is to help those small businesses succeed. And we can't keep doing the same things we've always done and expect it to change, right? We have to connect on a personal level. I don't know about you, but when I go buy from a business, I want to know who I'm buying from. And when I buy from a big box store or online at one of the big master, sites like Amazon, I don't know who I'm buying from. And it always kind of sits a little off. But if you start really connecting to the people that you're buying from and you know what they stand for, you know who they are, you know the people behind the brand, then suddenly your world opens up, because every dollar you spend makes a difference, because it's aligned with your values. And until you connect with the real people, the people behind the brand, the people driving that passion for what you're buying, suddenly, until you make that shift, you're a part of nothing. And when you make that shift, when you know who you're buying from, when you connect with the real people, suddenly you're a part of something bigger. You're part of making the change, not just an economic change, which is huge and necessary and has to happen, but also a social change, because you're buying from businesses you believe in. So every dollar you spend actually shifts the needle on causes that matter to you. When you're buying from somebody who has 3 kids, or is a homeschool parent, or is somebody who's a cancer survivor, or is um, a specific, a specifically owned business. Let's say it's an indigenous owned business, or a Black owned business, or an LGBTQ business. That ownership, it matters to people. And we have to start connecting on those personal levels, because that's when you get to turn around and become a brand ambassador. You want to be a brand ambassador? That's how you do it. You find businesses you can be passionate about buying from. You buy from businesses who stand for what you believe in. Non-GMO, carbon neutral. You buy from people who make sense. And that is really what we're doing here at Localtude. We're kind of shifting the language, if you will, of advertising from, hey, buy from me, to, hey, connect with me. And if you want to think about us like a dating app, you can. We're matching up the right customer to the right business, because they link. They match up. Their morals, their values, their interests, they match up, and they're no longer just buying from this company or that company, or spending their dollars on this because they need it, or, oh, that looked cool and I saw a bunch of ads for it. No, now you're buying because something matters, and that changes the world. And that is what's necessary. That shift has to happen if small businesses are going to succeed, because only once that shift happens does the other shift happen of making buying small, shopping local become a habit. Because those habits become very easy when you're shopping from your heart, when you're shopping from real people, when you know the people behind the brand. Do you know the people behind the brands that you buy? Do you? When you grab something off that Walmart shelf, when you click on buy now on Amazon, do you know the people behind the brand? Do you know what you're standing for? Do you know what they stand for? Do you know anything about their company? If the answer is no, then it's time to make a change. It has to be now. Because if we don't do it now, economies are going to fail. If we don't do it now, more small businesses are going to fall through the cracks than you can possibly imagine. Small businesses are using this coming holiday shopping season to see if they make it or they fail. They fall on their face and fail. So if you don't want to see your economies, your neighbors, your friends and family fall, you might not even recognize how bad it is for them right now. But let me explain to you that it's bad, okay? Yeah, there are businesses out there doing great because they have found a niche. But the reality is, what they did is they connected. They connected to their customer on a personal level and made that change. And because of that, they're able to survive. So that's when you come in. Consumers, shoppers, community members, that's your job this holiday season. It's your job, okay? You have to step up to the plate. You have to be part of the change. We cannot continue the way we have been continuing. We can't. We are going to see a huge fallout if we do. So trust me when I tell you that 78% failure rate for small businesses is going to look like nothing, like peanuts, if we as community members don't step up and start making the change. So now is your opportunity. yes, if you haven't downloaded the Local Toot app, make sure you do. It's on both App Store on Apple and on Google Android. We're excited about that. We are actively launching this baby in Vancouver, Washington, Portland, Oregon. We will be rolling out our national plan on November 17th, which is our big release date party. But before that, if you can get your business signed up, it literally takes less than 5 minutes to get your business signed up and on the app. So I don't know why you haven't done it already. Like, seriously, leave this stream right now and go do it. Go to localtoot.com, fill in your information, and sign up. You should be on this app, because this is the app that's going to take the world by storm as we move into the holiday shopping season. And if you get on it now, you're going to save an immense amount of money, and you're going to be seen by all those holiday shoppers, and you are going to become their habit. You are going to be the one they fall in love with and start to become brand ambassadors for. You, not your competitor, you. But that only happens if you take the step to allow them to help you. And if it takes less than 5 minutes to do it, why haven't you done it already? Seriously. We're charging $40 for an entire year. An entire year, $40. This is kind of like a no-brainer, guys. $40, an entire year of being on this app. We are giving you so many chances to be seen by the consumer. There's nothing else like it on the market. You are going to have customers falling in love with you, showing up to buy, purchasing from you, not just this holiday season, but all year round. So what are you waiting for? We take no profits. The money stays in your pocket, in your community, because that's where it belongs. So if you, community members, know of a small business owner, if your neighbor runs a small business, if you shop at a small business, you need to be telling them to get on this app, because it's really a no-brainer. And I know there's a frustration with all of this stuff, but we are not just another listing. We're not just another directory. We are definitely not a social network. But what we are is something brand new out there that is actually going to connect people who are passionate about supporting small businesses in a way that they are inspired to buy on a regular basis. They become your brand ambassadors. They are going to fall at your feet and be your biggest advocates. Why would you not want that? Seriously, go sign up. I can't stress that enough, because until you do, we can't help you. We can't help you be a part of this movement to connect, to help you find your perfect match. Are you struggling to find customers? Then go do this. Like, skip a latte or two and go do this. We have made this accessible for every small business in America. And the more people, the more small businesses that are listed on this app, the better it's going to fly with consumers, because they can go anywhere in the US and use this. And it's free for them. And they're going to tell their friends. And they're going to become everything we want, which is the people out there doing the work of supporting small businesses. So I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you for taking, a half an hour out of your evening and spending it with me. That's awesome. You guys rock. And thank you for letting me get real tonight and really talk to you about what it's going to take to shift the needle on small business success. I look forward to seeing you at any of our lives. Monday at 10 a.m. we do a coffee tea chat, and we're talking to small business owners about ways that they can connect better with consumers, with their communities. Of course, Wednesday nights at 7:30, we do this live, our Fireside Chats, and Abby won't always be with us, but she is tonight, so I hope you got to see her. She says hi. She's doing a cameo appearance tonight. And Then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we often do at about 11:30 Pacific. We often do our founder fables, which is a really fun scenario and section that we get to really bring you up front and center in live interviews. Some amazing entrepreneurs out there doing incredible things to help inspire you with their backstories and why they started their business in the first place. All right, we look forward to seeing you. Please drop in the comments that you were here. We'd love to know about it. And thank you, thank you, thank you for shopping small and buying local. Have a great night, you guys. Cheers.